Hello everyone. You must have watched my previous videos of multiple intelligences based teaching and mind mapping. Now in this video, we are going to see phases and strategies of cooperative learning. There are three phases of implementation of cooperative learning. First is pre-implementation phase, second is implementation phase, and third is post-implementation phase. After deciding to implement cooperative learning, the biggest challenge is at pre-implementation phase, which includes planning and readying the classroom and students for cooperative learning. First phase, that is pre-implementation phase, includes all these things. Instructional objective. The instructor must explain why he or she is using cooperative learning and she must tell its benefits. Second is group size. It can range from 4 to 8 depending on the strategy used. Groups can be homogeneous or heterogeneous depending on the strategy. Third is arranging rooms. Group members should be close to each other in order to participate in the activity, and they should be facing each other. Fourth is instructional material. Appropriate material should be provided which is related to the activity. Each student has some part to play with the material. For example, reading to the group, researching, etc. Next is assigning group roles and tasks. Student can be assigned role as per their strengths, such as timekeeper, recorder, summarizer, research runner, and wild card. The meaning of wild card is student does anything else that needs to be done. Next is criteria for success. The instructor should explain the group work skills that will be evaluated. For this, a rubric can be used. Next is structuring positive interdependence and accountability. Group size should be small so that each member participates and contributes to the group. In this way, individual uh, accountability and group accountability is maintained. Instructor can test group or individual by asking questions. And the last in pre-implementation phase is desired behavior. Teacher can specify to students in the starting only about the expected behavior, that is praise or taking turns and shared decision making and many other aspects which can be seen in groups. After all the preparation, it's time to begin working, that is implementation phase. Now here in this phase, teacher and students both have their role. This is teacher's role. First is monitoring behavior. Instructor should roam around the classroom and visit each group. Second is intervening if needed. If the instructor notice that any group has conflicts, she should intervene. The instructor can assist groups if needed, such as pointing out some additional resources, which is mentioned in the point number 3. And last, that is point number 4, is students must know that they are doing the satisfactory manner. So, instructors should let know the students when they are doing something right or well. That is, he or she should praise student. Now, the third and the last phase of cooperative learning is post implementation phase. This includes summarization, evaluating students' learning, and reflecting. In summarization, the instructor should ask each group to summarize their work, and instructor can also add some important points of the lesson or unit. In evaluation, the instructor should evaluate students as well as the whole group through a rubric, which are made in pre-implementation phase. After evaluation, instructors should give feedback to the students, and on the basis of feedback, students reflect. Instructors should keep record of what worked well, why it worked well, what changes are needed for the next time. In this way, all the cooperative learning activities can be conducted in 3 phases. Now, let us move on to an interesting part, that is strategies of cooperative learning. Strategies of cooperative learning. The first one is think, pair, and share. It is a 3-step cooperative structure. During the first phase, individuals think silently about a question posed by the instructor. In the second phase, individuals pair up and exchange thoughts. And in the third phase, the pairs share their responses with other pairs, teams, or entire groups. 3-step interview can be used as an introductory activity or an icebreaker. The procedure is teacher provide interview questions. In pairs, student A interviews student B, and then they reverse the role. Student B interviews student A. In this way, they practice listening and questioning skills. And in the third step, pairs team up with another pair to form groups of 4. Each member of the group introduces partner interviewed. In this way, they share interesting points. Team pair solo. Here, students first work as team, then with the partner, and then finally on their own. Some students are not able to solve problems on their own in the starting. So, first they solve problems in teams. This gives them motivation. Then they solve problems with the partner, that is in pairs. This boosts their confidence, and then they become able to solve problems on their own, that is they start working solo. 3-minute review. Here, teachers stop any time during a lecture or discussion and give teams 3 minutes to review what has been said, ask clarifying questions, or answer questions. The teacher asks any student to summarize what has been learnt, or she may ask specific questions. Numbered heads together. In this, a team of 4 is established. Each member of the group is given number, that is from 1 to 4. Students work on the questions given by the teacher. And in the next phase, teacher calls any group and any number, say for example 2 for the answer, or all 2's from all groups can be called out for answer one by one. Circle the sage. Knowledgeable students from the class are identified. These are called as sages. For example, the teacher may ask who in the class was able to solve a difficult math homework question, or who had visited a particular country, or Who knows the particular chemical reaction? These students stand and spread out in the room. The teacher then has the rest of the classmates each surround a sage with no two numbers of the same team going to the same sage. The sage explains what they know while the classmates listen, ask questions, and take notes. All students then return to their teams. Each in turn explains what they learned. Because each one has gone to a different stage, they compare notes. If there is a disagreement, they stand up as a team. Finally, the disagreements are resolved. In this video, we have seen cooperative learning phases, pre-implementation, implementation, and post-implementation phase, and some small strategies of cooperative learning, such as think, pair, share, three-step interview, team, pair, solo, 3-minute review, numbered heads together, and circle the sage. If you have liked this video, then click on the like button, subscribe, and press the bell icon. And if you have not watched my previous videos of multiple intelligence based teaching and mind maps in teaching and learning, the link is given here. So I take your leave. Thank you.